Fuck the community! All you do is talk about the fucking community, you hypocrite! You think you're good and I'm bad? You let a kid die today, Jesse. Because why? He wasn't in your community? Let me tell you about my community.
Yeah, y'all fucked it up.
Holy cocksucking motherfucking shitballs, what the fuck? What the fuck? What happened to you?
Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for The Last of Us. This one's going to be doing my very first video after the finale of The Last of Us Season 2. Wanted to go ahead and do this one. Wanted to talk about it, obviously. We're going to predict Season 3 in this video. We're going to talk about some Season 3 and what we can expect coming up for Season 3 of the show. So, if you didn't see my review last night, we did cover the finale of The Last of Us. I did not like it at all. And I'm not kidding either. I mean, like, you probably thought, like, oh, that rating is like a joke. No, I'm dead serious. I did not like that episode at all. It was not good. It was not good at all. Even after nowadays sitting on it, I don't like that episode. It was so bad. And you know what's crazy? I expected a lot of people to tell me, they're like, oh yeah, no, like this was great and stuff. Yeah, the reactions were not good. A lot of people did not like that finale. There was a few that did, but the majority didn't. And I think rightfully so.
The big old piece of trash.
I think the game did it a hell of a lot better, and while this video is going to contain spoilers for the video game, so I do, you know, kind of warn you ahead of time, we're going to discuss plots from the game because we're going to predict what's going to happen in Season 3. Now, my god, man, Season 3, I mean, it's been obvious the entire time. If you haven't seen the last scene of the episode, which almost felt like a post-credit in its own right, is a scene where we see Abby's perspective of the events in Season 2. And that is exactly what the third season is going to be about. They've already talked about this with Caitlin Denver. This is exactly what's going to happen, is that Season 3 is going to be Season 2, but Abby's point of view on all the events. So, yeah, that's not going to get boring at all. I mean, you know, like, here's the thing. I think Season 3 has a bigger chance than Season 2, just because we have, and this is no offense to Bella Ramsey, you know, I have a lot of people that tell me, oh, Dan, you're just hating on Bella Ramsey to hate on her. No, it's strictly because I don't like her in this role of Ellie, okay, and I'm gonna call that out, and I'm going to, yeah, I'm gonna mock the performance, yes, because that's not how Ellie needs to be, you know what I'm saying?
Fuck the community!
Fuck the community! Fuck the community!
Damn right I'm going to. It's not an offense to Bella Ramsey. I'm sure she's great in other things. That's not my problem. It is because she's not good in this role. But what I'm trying to say here is that I believe that Season 3 does have a higher chance than Season 2 because Season 3 is led by an actress I think is actually fitting the role very well, which is Caitlin Denver. Caitlin as Abby. A lot of people bash her because she doesn't have the big muscles, you know, in the game, like the game. And I've always said it. I don't care. I do not care about that. The acting is what I care about, and the acting is damn good. It's like watching Abby from the video game verbatim, really. It's fantastic. But here's the thing. I would say, if anything, them cutting out the big muscles and the bodybuilder bullshit, I actually think it's adding to it in a good way. I don't think we needed that on the show at all. I think it was goofy in the game, and I'm glad that they cut it on the TV show. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, you know, like I said, I think Season 3 has a chance just because it's not led by Bella Ramsey, just because it's led by an actor that I think is actually good for the show and good for the role. So I think in terms of the leading actress, I think this will be better. Here is the interesting thing, though, and here's where the problem comes in. When you play a video game, you can play the game at your own pace. You know what I mean? If you want to take, you know, a couple days to play a game, you can do that. If you want to take a couple years and play the game, you can do that. If you want to take a couple decades and play a game, you can do that. In a TV show, you're forced to watch what they provide you, right? And that's the problem with this. They're dividing this story of the second game into 3 seasons. Problem is, they take over 2 years to make a season. So now, we're going to have to wait all the way up to 2027 to see the Abby perspective of a season we already saw. And then wait probably another 2 years to see Season 4, which will be the conclusion of the game, where we conclude the story and we finally get back to Ellie. Which means we may not even see the continuation of the Ellie story until 2029. Awful, 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 and genuinely not a good idea whatsoever, because again, with a game you can play at your own pace, you know? With this, you can't. You gotta sit there and watch Abby for episodes and episodes and episodes. Like I said, in the show, that's the main problem though. In the show, I'm not complaining. In the show, I'm like, oh, Abby, a good actress leading the show? Let's go, you know what I mean? But, you know, that's not how I'm supposed to be reacting. I'm supposed to be pissed off and saying, well, no, I want to see my favorite character, Ellie, leading the show in season 3, and how dare they cut her out of the show. But I'm not saying that because I don't like TV Ellie, so here I am saying I'm excited for a Abby, solo season. There's a problem, you know what I'm saying? That's a friggin' problem. That's a jumblefuck right there. Because why the hell am I not excited for Belly, but I want to see Abby, the chick that murdered Joel? Why am I excited to see her lead the show and for them to shove Belly out of my face? That's a problem. That is definitely a problem. I'm not supposed to react that way. In the video game, it was more like, okay, holy shit, we're cutting away from Ellie for a good while. Damn, man, like, I want to see Ellie, man. Writers, what are you doing? Like, and this is a problem for the game as well, too. Like, the second game literally focuses on Abby for, like, half the damn game, which I think they should have divided the plots around. I think they should have divided the storylines so that you get some stuff with Ellie, an hour with her, hour with Abby, hour with Ellie, and you mix it up, you know what I mean? And especially for a TV show, that's definitely what you should have done. That is definitely what you should have done. Not to mention, I think it could have built for some really interesting perspective stuff, you know what I mean? Because let's say you get one episode where Ellie does something, and then the next episode you get, Abby's perspective on it, and you see a different twist to what Ellie went through, you know what I mean? I think for a TV show, I think that would be very interesting. But instead, they're just deciding to just divide it season to season, and then season 4, let's conclude the story in full, which is just such bullshit to me. That's such bullshit. So, I don't know. I'm not excited at all, if you couldn't tell. The only thing I'm remotely excited for is that, Abby is going to be probably leading this whole season, and that's good because I like Caitlin Denver and I like her character. Here's another problem with the story, though. We've killed Mel, we've killed Owen, we've killed Nora. Now, of course, we're going to go back and see those characters and try to build them as these big characters when they're already dead. That's something the game failed on, and that's something the show is probably going to fail on even more. You know what I mean? So that's another problem right there. Why am I going to get invested in their stories when they're already dead? You know what I'm saying? That's why you should have divided the story up so that I can actually get into their characters, and then when they die, I'm like, oh, damn, I kind of liked him, or oh, I kind of liked her, No, I can't do that, So, I don't know. It's a mess. It's a mess. The story is an absolute mess. And genuinely, I will say this. I don't think that this season is going to be, it's going to be better than season 2 for the lead actress alone, but I don't think it's going to be, like, massively better. I think there's going to be a lot of problems in the story, you know what I'm saying? Now, they're probably going to introduce Lev, which is obviously, like, her, son figure, which... Oh, dear God. Yeah, I always didn't like this in the game because it always felt like such a remake of Joel and Ellie. It always felt like such a forcing of that, you know what I mean, to get people to care about Abby. Like I said, man, you got a good actress for Abby, so maybe I'll get more invested, you know what I'm saying? But that's really all I can say at this point, I feel like the story is still going to be stupid. The Owen scene from the game, you all know what I'm talking about. That scene's, they're gonna do it. They're going to do that in the show. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know. This season, like, it's gonna be better, I think, than season 2 for the simple reason of the leading actress. But I think that's basically it, The fact that we don't have any current day progression, probably till, like, the finale, if we're lucky, is bullshit. That is bullshit.
I hate this fucking shit!
So, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do this. I don't know how they're going to play this out, but I am not looking forward to it. I can tell you that right now. That's the thing I can tell you. I am not looking forward to this third season whatsoever. I am glad we are waiting 2 years. I'm glad it's going to take a while because, yeah, I'm not into this shit at all, And a lot of people say, like, oh, damn, why don't you just quit the show, It's not that simple. I am a massive fan of The Last of Us Part 1. That video game changed my life. Admittedly, I love that video game so much. It's so good, you know? And part 2 shit the bed, but it was still enjoyable at parts, you know what I mean? I've always said that, you know? Like, yeah, the story of part 2, I don't think was told correctly. I think they had a good groundwork for their story, but they didn't tell it correctly. You know, and part 1 easily eliminates part 2. It's not even a competition for me. But I hate to say it, the TV show is doing such shit job right now with season 2. I am actually liking elements of the game more and more and more because of how shit the game is, or how shit the TV show is. So I don't know if that's any kind of consolation right there, but it is what it is, I guess. I don't know. They're making me appreciate a second game that I didn't think followed up the first game well at all, and they're making me like it better because of how shit the show is going. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's just me, but that's how things are going for me right now at The Last of Us. So, yeah, I don't know. I can say one thing, though. I'm glad we're on break. I'm genuinely glad. Now, I do have one other video I'm going to be doing later this week, which is going to be the Season 2 full season review, where we're going to give our full rating and give our full thoughts on the season. That will be coming up this week, so stay tuned for that. Aside from that, I'm probably going to drop this shit for a while, honestly. I couldn't be bothered. This shit is awful, and it's not a good adaptation. It's not a good adaptation at all. Anybody that tells me it's a good adaptation, I respectfully disagree. They're not adapting this well at all. So, anyway, post your comments down below. Thank you all for watching, guys. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click subscribe button to miss any of the videos. Sure, follow me at Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys. And, of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos for The Last of Us. Enjoy the rest of the day, guys, and peace out.
Born in the dark alleys, city of concrete. Dan's reviews blowing up, never taste defeat. Walking Dead dissected every plot twist beat. World gone mad, TV junkies hit a treat. Typing up scripts, marathon through the night. His opinions hit harder than a street fight scene. Every episode, brain sharper than a knife. He's the beacon of critique, shedding TV light.